I feel like I'm on a train that's heading towards a cliff edge, and I'm one of the passengers, and I keep screaming, look, we're going the wrong way, we're doing the wrong thing, and we need to get on the track that doesn't take us over the cliff, and no one's listening. Or there are very few people in the train carriage with me. I think Julia's probably in the train carriage with me. I think Mike Graham might be in the train carriage with me, and maybe a few others here, but there aren't that many of us, are there, who are seeing this as what it is. And that is the wrong decision, the wrong direction, the wrong reaction. And the more and more we give away these freedoms, the more easy it is for them to be taken from us. And I don't think I'm catastrophizing when I'm saying this. In a few minutes we'll talk to Peter Cardwell about exactly what we can expect with this vote a little later on, and we'll try and drill down about this Tory backbench rebellion, because of course the Tory backbenches now appear to be offering more opposition to the government they're a part of than the opposition to the government that's in power. We're going to talk to a retired consultant paediatrician about this absolute obsession with GPs about the third jab, which is of course going to leave other illnesses on the scrap heap. We're going to talk as well about other aspects of other illnesses that are being set aside. We're also going to talk to two Conservative MPs, one who plans on rebelling and one who doesn't. And then we'll have half an hour with Jeff Norcott after 3 o'clock, one of the few comedians still working who hasn't been cancelled yet. So lots between now and 4, and of course your calls as well to tell us about whether this is madness or we're in the right direction. All of that and more right here. This is Talk Radio.
Cristo on Talk Radio.
So thanks very much indeed for joining us. Now, let's just make the presumption that there hasn't just been one person that's died from the Omicron variant. Let's just make the presumption that there aren't only 10 people in hospital with Omicron as things stand. Let's make the assumption that the modelling is correct and that lots and lots of people might end up with this strain. Well, I don't know why the latest information coming out of South Africa is being ignored. Even if the catastrophe that they believe to be the case is happening, why aren't they looking at some of the facts of this? Most cases of Omicron in South Africa are mild. This was news that was filed just this morning. So this is the latest up-to-date research on Omicron. Most cases of Omicron in South Africa are mild. The head of its medical association has told British MPs, as real-world data suggests that 2 doses of the vaccine, not a third dose, but just 2 so far, offer 70% protection against hospital admission. So, if you were someone who was likely to be admitted to hospital, there is 70% less chance that you would need to be. So not only is it mild among people who wouldn't normally need to go to hospital, but if you were someone who needed to go to hospital or more vulnerable to need to go to hospital and you'd had 2 jabs, it's 70% less likely you would need to go to hospital. Dr. Angelique Coetzee, who is the chairwoman of the South African Medical Association, has told the Commons Science and Technology Committee that she agrees with this new study from South African Medical Research Council, suggesting Omicron may be 29% less severe than the first wave of infection that swept the country. And when you consider as well that there are only 38 admissions per 1,000 Omicron cases in hospital, compared to 101 per 1,000 for Delta, and these are also figures coming out of South Africa, it would still appear on the surface that Omicron is not something that justifies these sorts of restrictions and Plan B being implemented. A plan that involves paperwork needing to be shown to go to large events. A vaccine passport, the very thing our Prime Minister solemnly promised we would not be having in this country. Now, I know, and you know, that our Prime Minister is a pathological liar. He lies so much he does not have any kind of relationship with the truth. And it was all very funny at first, wasn't it? It was all very jolly, silly Boris the buffoon, can't keep it in his trousers, can't be honest about anything. But the joke's over now. I'm not laughing. I don't know whether you're laughing anymore, but I don't feel like any of us are. I feel like we're back to square one with all of the issues that we had before. But what we have now that we didn't have then is the knowledge to know how to protect ourselves, how to keep ourselves safe. We've had so much time to prepare the NHS for potentially more admissions which, by the way, are currently not happening. What is going on? I don't understand what's going on. I don't know whether you can clarify it. I don't even know, in fairness, what to ask you. I don't know what to ask you. You know, sometimes you come on and you've got a question that you really want to get people to answer. And, you know, you've got what we'll call that killer question where you'll get people to call and really give us their best shot at answering. I don't even know what the question is today. Do you know that? I don't even know what the question is. I don't even know what to ask you because I'm past even knowing the questions or the answers. Is that too depressing? Is it? Usually you and I, we're able just to put the world to rights whenever I have the privilege of sitting in this seat. And we've agreed in the past, we've disagreed in the past. You know that I understood why we had the first lockdown. It was to protect the NHS. Well, there are 10 people. I mean, those figures haven't changed since this morning, have they? I mean, when the Deputy Prime Minister goes on and does political talk shows and breakfast shows and doesn't even know the figure himself, he doesn't even know what rubbish he's spouting. There's such a web of lies among this current government. They don't even know when they're lying or telling the truth. And I'm sorry, I don't know what to ask you. I know that we can have a good old chinwag about it. I don't know whether you feel the same way as I do. This dejection, this perplexed state, this sadness, this confusion, this anger actually as well, because I'm not having my Christmas cancelled. I am not seeing my family this Christmas. I am not going to not go and see my elderly neighbour this Christmas. I'm not going to be denied seeing the friends I want to see this Christmas. I am not going to be denied that, and I am certainly not going to be denied it based on a variant that has currently got 10 people in hospital. 10 people in hospital. We heard it was 250, then we heard it was 9. We finally now know it's 10. And very sadly, one person has died. One person of whom information we know very little of. We don't know anything about the person that died. As tragic as it is, there could have been 95 for all we know. Why haven't they told us? I don't understand why this is happening. And it makes you, doesn't it, head towards more sinister thoughts. And it shouldn't. And I've seen people on Twitter today saying, well, it's only a passport, it's only a pass. Can I read you what... and by the way, I know that we have a little bit of an issue at the moment with the YouTube stream. I'm just telling you that right now. I know it. Many of you are chatting in the room saying it's because I'm refusing to be seen in the flesh without my makeup. Oh no, I got it caked on today. I really do. We're trying to get it sorted, by the way. But thank you for letting us know that the stream is not quite working. I just don't understand. Where was I? Oh, yes, I get it. I was talking to you about George Osborne. Did you remember him, George Osborne? I'm just going to look up what he said. He tweeted something today. 3 hours ago, former Chancellor George Osborne, he tweeted lots of things to rebel against the government on, but not this, he says. We do jury service, we pay taxes, and can be conscripted to fight. Being asked for proof you're vaccinated/negative before going to a nightclub is about citizenship. It's hardly the slippery slope to the Gestapo. I mean, is he onto something there, or is he trivialising where we're at the moment? I think he's trivialising this. I really do. I don't think this is about society. If it was about society, we wouldn't be demonising those people whom I disagree with vehemently, who have chosen to be unvaccinated. But I don't want a situation where they're demonised or denied rights, because that's the road to tyranny, isn't it? I mean, am I exaggerating this stuff? Are you exaggerating this stuff? Christine says, Cristo, I'm on the train with you, and I bet at least 75% of us are with you. I mean, I don't know whether that's a correct analogy, but that's what I feel like at the moment. Yesterday, I didn't really look at the news because I just couldn't. I don't know whether you're at that stage either, but I just couldn't. So, I mean, that's what we're discussing. Once again, we're discussing it. Once again, we're at square one. Once again, we're back in this ridiculous situation, and we seem to be for a variant which all sides are saying isn't that bad. And I'll probably be called irresponsible. I'll probably get tweets telling me that I'm some terrible Murdoch pushing horrific individual for saying this stuff. But these are facts. These are just facts. So call me. I don't know what I want you to tell me. Do you share my frustration? Can you offer some insight into what's going on here? Do you just want to get this off your chest? Do you just want to be someone who rings up and says, you know what, I'm with you, I don't get it either? If that's the case, then call. I don't often sort of say call about anything, but on this instance, I feel like we're at this stage now where whatever you want to say about it, just say it. Just get it off your chest, because my God, I bet you need to.